Hey, it's Elkie here, IFBB Pro and online coach. Today I'm going to take you through my push workout and what I do for push. I know a lot of females especially tend to avoid push days or anything to do with the chest, but it's super important that you target all the muscles in the whole body and not just lower body, which I know lots of females tend to favour. So come with me and I'll show you what I do. So every push session I do, I always start with a shoulder exercise before my main compound, mainly because in any push movement, any pressing, you're always going to hit the shoulders at some point. So if I'm warming up with my lateral raises, before I do my big compound, my shoulders are warmed and they're primed for action. If you go straight into your compounds without warming the shoulders up, they tend to lag behind, and that's where most of the injuries can happen, when the shoulders aren't primed with the chest movement. So the importance of the logbook is I track all my exercises, the sets and reps that I do, mainly because I can see progression. And especially important for me is because I want to grow this season to compete next year. I need to know that I'm progressing. Progression means things are happening, things are growing, and that's exactly what I need. If you're not tracking your workouts, then most of the time you're just guessing. And a lot of people mistake effort for progress. Everything's going to feel hard regardless of what you're doing, but if you can see the numbers in the book, that's a surefire way you know things are happening. It's like your bank balance. You never guess how much money is in your bank. Either you know how much money is coming in, how much money you've got, and how much money you have to spend. So one of the most common mistakes I see when people are doing side raises is they do this funky thing like Angry Bird style, where they lift like this. And it might feel like you're doing your shoulders or you're working your shoulders, but you're actually working your forearms. Because as soon as you lift like this, your forearm does most of the work and you're not hitting your shoulders. So you have to think, one cue I use with a lot of my clients is you have to imagine you're lifting from the elbows. You need to be a little bit open, but not dead straight like this, because that's too much pressure on the elbow joint. So a slight bend in the elbows and lift from the elbows. You might have to drop the weight down a little bit, which is okay, because the shoulder isn't a huge muscle. The heavier you go with the dumbbells, you're more likely to start lifting like this. And then, I don't know if you guys remember Angry Birds, but this looks like an Angry Bird. So remember, lift from the elbows, open, and you're gonna hit those shoulders. Okay, 8 to 9. So I want to cover warm-up sets. So I've noticed, especially working with clients in the gym, when they come to do their main compounds or any other compound exercises, they do loads and loads of warm-up sets. Warm-up sets are important because it primes your body of what's to come. But if you are exhausting yourself by doing 10 reps and doing like 6 warm-up sets to get to your working set, by the time you get to your working set, you're already tired. You've already used up quite a fair bit of energy. So how I approach my working set is, let's say this is my working set now, and I've got 2 20s on the bar, for example. So it's 40 kilos each side. How I approach it is, my shoulders are already warm from doing the lateral raises at the beginning of my push workout. This is my first main compound movement. My target weight is 40 kilos each side. So I'm going to come here, I'm going to set my bar up. My first warm-up exercise or weight, if I'm hitting 40 kilos each side, I'm going to do 10 kilos each side, maybe do 8 to 10 reps. My second warm-up set, I might do 15 kilos for about 6 reps. I'm just basically priming my body of what's to come because I'm already warm. So I've done 2 warm-up sets, and judging how I'm feeling, I'll probably go straight into my working set. So I've only really done 2 warm-up sets, or what I call feeder sets, to my working set. That way I've primed my body or my central nervous system of what's to come. I've not exhausted myself by doing loads and loads of reps, and I'm ready to hit my working set. So with this one, what I want to cover is, as you push up, you want to keep your elbows soft at the top. So you want to control on the way down and power up. So what I've seen a lot of people do, any kind of pressing movement is as they push away, they lock out at their elbows. And the reason being is your body is always going to take the path of least resistance. If it can find a way to take pressure off the muscles, it will. So by locking out your elbows, what happens is the pressure then goes onto your joints and it comes off the targeted muscle. So you never want to fully lock out or snap at the elbows, because after a while, when the weights get heavier and heavier, it's too much pressure on the joints, and that's where things like shoulders, elbow, tendonitis or injury can happen. So a quick example, as you push away, you don't want to snap at the elbows because all the pressure you can see goes onto my elbow joint. Same thing, as you come down, you don't want to flare the elbows out or let the elbows drift behind you, because again, the pressure is going onto the elbows and the shoulders. Elbows slightly forward, soft at the top. When your elbows are soft at the top, it means you are controlling the movement. One more. So the thing with any kind of tricep exercise is, especially doing a push down, is you don't want the elbows to travel up and down. Because a lot of people, their focus is just trying to get the bar down any way possible. I'm actually taking it away from my triceps. I'm using my forearms and a little bit of my shoulders. You want to bring the elbows back and keep the elbows pinned to your waist. And then you want to imagine you're dragging the weight down. So I'm not pushing it down because there's a lot of momentum. Think of dragging the weight down. The better the execution of the exercise, the better the results you will get. Here in my mind, I'm focusing on dragging the weight down. I want to push as far down as I can and squeeze the triceps at the bottom. By squeezing the triceps, you can see I get a lot more from this exercise. So think drag and squeeze as opposed to letting the elbows drift up and down and using a lot of momentum. The tricep, even though there's 3 heads to the muscle, it's not a hugely big muscle. So where sometimes you see a lot of people stacking the whole weight, and they can do that, it's because a lot of the shoulder, as they lean forward and they press forward, a lot of the shoulder is actually doing the work and you're taking it away from the triceps. So rather than having 60-40%, you want to have at least 80 to 90% of this muscle working, then you get much better results. Do not know how to use this. I'm very simple, I'm just going to press the green button and it moves. Oh, okay, we're moving. Thank you for watching the video. If you like the video, give it a like. If you have any suggestions on what you want me to do next, leave a comment in the comments below. You can also follow me on Instagram and I'll hit the link at the bottom as well.